Hello, my name is Jessica. Today I'm going to share with you something totally different from what I normally share. I'm going to share about the challenges that most of our youth in Africa face after they have left university. I was in the same position myself, some years ago. Before you leave university, you're really excited. I remember my third year at university. I went to Mukasa University in Uganda. My third year, I was very excited. I thought to myself, I'm going to start earning some money. I'm going to be totally independent. Oh, I'm going to walk into an office and a job will be waiting for me. It was a very exciting time for me because I had all these aspirations. I knew that all the dreams that I had of being independent, owning my own money, not having to go to my parents and beg for money would, be achieved. But what normally happens is totally different. I only realized this a few months after I left university. Once you leave university, even a relative who was giving you some money before does not give you any money. No one really wants to know because they expect you to get a job. They expect you to start earning money. They expect you to start paying back into the family that supported you. I wish it was as easy as that. It's not as straightforward as that, especially in Africa. Especially in Uganda. But what the system does not do, it does not prepare the minds of these young people for what is actually going to happen once they get out of the higher institutions of learning. The system does not prepare them mentally or even practically. And the unfortunate thing is, our education system in Africa does not equip us to go out there and use our skills to create jobs. And the mentality that these children leave with from these high institutions of learning are, I'm going to get a job in a fancy office. I'm going to be, an accountant. I'm going to be, an architect. I'm going to be, somebody big in some office. But what I learned after I left Mukasa University was that what you think before you leave is totally different from the reality. And I believe from personal experience that the challenge you face as a girl graduate are tougher than the boy. I don't want to water down the challenges boys face, but I can only speak from my experience. Because I remember when I left Makerere University, you would go around dishing your CV. I wasn't even trained how to write a CV. So you would go, you would compile this thing that you call CV, and you take it round to all these offices. And personally, the problem I faced as a girl graduate is you would find these men in powerful positions asking you to return over and over again. But obviously, they're not interested in your CV. They're interested in something else. And after they have made you work for a few times, then you realize that actually there's no job for you. And the only job they have in mind is a totally different job. And this is what is happening to most of our girls, most of our graduates in Africa. The system is not preparing them for what is about to happen. And as a result of this, you find them discouraged. You find them giving up. You find that they feel their studies was a waste of time. But personally, my experience was slightly different because of the way I was brought up. I can't credit the education system for how I handled my employment after graduation. I was brought up to work hard. I was brought up to earn my keep, which is different from how some of our children are brought up. Because I remember when I was at Makerere University, I used to do these odd jobs so that I could earn some money. Because I felt that, there was independence in having your own money. It was a mental thing for me. But not all children are like that. Because the way sometimes we bring up our children is, we protect them from this kind of things. And as a result of that, we find that these children come out of university and they don't have a clue. They don't have where to start. And the job market has become so competitive. In Africa, you find that, it's technical know-who and not how most of the time. And because you don't know somebody somewhere, you're going to find it difficult to find a job. So the experience that I had myself was not easy. But as I said, because I come from a background where we are taught to be self-sufficient. Even when I didn't have a job, I started up a shop. But this is a mentality that we don't instill in our children. And this is the kind of mentality that has to be instilled in these children. We find that we're not even taught how to present ourselves at interviews. You find that a child leaves Makerere University and they can't express themselves. They don't have the confidence. I'm naturally a confident person. But it's not because I was taught that at Makerere University. I wasn't. It's because when I was growing up, I've always been told to stand up for myself. But you find that most of our children, most of our brothers and sisters that leave high institutions of learning do not have that confidence to go after that job.